Good day, merry meet. My name is Glennis and I am the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. I want to warmly welcome you to my channel. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Yes, we are absolutely going to be discussing essential oils, but I wanted to preface it by talking about the fair folk or the wee folk. I know a lot of people on YouTube refer to them as fairies. And all I can relay to you, I can tell you right now, I am in no way, shape, or form an expert on the fair folk. All I know is what I've been taught all of my life. I have Scottish heritage. My name from where I descended from in Scotland is Hannah. And I believe that there have been a few videos of my old homestead uploaded on YouTube, and that would be Sorbie Tower. And I do have some Irish roots as well, but I am from Clan Hannah, and I am so proud to say so. So all I know is what has been passed down to me over the years. I do not call them fairy. From my understanding, this is just my understanding, that is a little bit disrespectful. So I call them wee folk, fair folk. And I absolutely give them the respect that they deserve. They're very, very powerful beings. Now, I can tell you, I have not tried to communicate with them at the Hollow, although the next time I go, I will do my very, very best to take a few videos and wander about and to see if I can see any locations where I think they may be. One or two videos. And the reason I'm saying one or two, because the next time I go up, I'm not quite sure if the bears will be hibernating yet. I'm hoping there will be. I have looked at my trail cams. I know what's there. I've seen coyotes, bobcats, bears, and many, many foxes. And so I'm going to have to be very, very careful because it is a very large piece of property, and the very back of it will never ever be developed. So I have to be very, very careful because it's very wild and untamed property. And the next time I go, I'm really hoping that the bears will, by that time, will be in deep hibernation or pretty close to it. So I may be able to get more video there. But I can tell you there is no way that I am going to try to bring them to me when I am at the Hollow. And the main reason being is to do so, to bring the fair folk, the wee folk, to yourself and communicate with them and commune with them takes a certain level of commitment. And I did not feel it was fair for me to, you know, give them offerings, give them gifts there, and then disappear for 2 months. I mean, that's only going to make them mad. So I have a very, very small little bowl here, and I do have a few wee folk here, and I did make them a pond, and I'm really not quite sure. It's really quite heavy. I'm not really sure if you can see it, but their little pond has little goldfish, and just it's just adorable. And they have their little house here, their little gemstone house, and they've got, of course, and I hate to even say it, but fairy lights, but they've got some little lights there, and I'm hoping that it's not too glary on camera, so I'm going to turn that off. But I just want you guys to understand that even if you don't have an acre or 30, that you can make just a very, very small garden dish just for them, and, you know, set it aside in your room, in your dining room. This is where this one has been for a while because I do have living succulents in here. So, but with that being said, what I do when I go to commune with, whether it be my deity, my spirit guide, my ancestors, I take a little bit of mandrake tincture, a little bit on my third eye, a little bit on my third eye, and that opens up my intuition. And I have to say too, for you to communicate and be in the presence of the wee ones or the fair ones, I'm hoping that once I get to the hollow on a more regular basis, or when I start living there and when I start actually having a space just for them, leaving them offerings, that they will come to me and I will be able to see them. Because from my understanding, not everyone is going to see them, of course, but you have to have that level, which is why I believe children are able to see them, animals are able to see them, and certain people are able to see them, because the more fear that you have instilled in you with regards to spirits and your ancestors and your deities, the more fear that you have, you're going to have that blockage. And so for all of these years, for all of my life, I've not only been able to hear things, but I can see things a little bit here and there. So I don't have that fear factor built in to my essence, so to speak, because I have been dealing with this for years and years and years. So I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping so. But once I am there, I assure you guys, once I am there, I am going to go into ritual and invite the wee folk to join me. I will leave offerings, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing, and I will video it. But I just felt like it was disrespectful to, try to commune with them and then leave. That's, I wouldn't do it to any of my other deities, and I give them, although they're very, very different, I wouldn't give them any less respect than I give to my deities or my spirit guide or my ancestors. I give them nothing but respect, nothing but. And just because they are small, just because you may not see them, does not mean that they cannot affect your life. But this is the oil that I use when I commune with them here, and this is the oil that I'm going to use when I commune with them there. And I hope that you can, start to work on this oil, because Beltane is the very best time, as far as the veil being thin between worlds. Beltane is the very best time to start working with the wee ones. But with that being said, I'm going to start off, I am going to add some vitamin E to this. I am using a carrier oil. You can use whatever suits you. You can use grapeseed. I'm using jojoba here because I will be using this on my body to, of course, it's going to absolutely attract them. It can't, they're not going to be able to resist. But I'm using jojoba because it will soak into your skin a little bit quicker. And what I have here is, I'm going to be adding, if I can find this, and I'm going to have to just pop down here because I have a few droppers here. I make my own violet oil, and I'm going to be using approximately 10 drops of violet oil. That was, I think, more than 10. I think it was more than 10. I'm going to go to my next one. I'm hoping that, yeah, sorry about that, guys. And the next one is gardenia. And I had some I was so fortunate I had some gardenia growing here over the summer, and 10 drops of gardenia. I'm going to have to try to be more careful this time. Although I don't think the wee ones will mind much. There we go. I got it right that time. I got it right that time. 7 drops of lemongrass. 7 drops of lemon. And 7 drops of geranium. And I have some jasmine here. 7 drops of jasmine as well. And I have 7 drops. Let me get another. Sorry. 7 drops of ylang ylang. And 5 drops of lavender. And you guys know I make my own lavender. Now, certainly, if you don't have these, I'm really hoping that you can go and find this. And what I have here is I have some geraniums. Aren't they just absolutely gorgeous? I just cut them this morning. Let's see if I can get them. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get them. Here we go. I'll just have to use a little gentle persuasion. And I chose 5. It just seemed right to me. I honestly, I can hardly wait to, I almost blew it. I can hardly wait to get to the hollow on a more regular basis. It's things are coming along very, very well. Very, very well. And I'm going to add a little bit of something, something. And certainly if you have some dried lavender or fresh or anything here that you don't have the oil for, then certainly I'm going to go 1 time clockwise. 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. I'm going to allow this to sit on my altar for a little while, not incredibly long. I don't, something like this with fresh blooms in it, I don't like to just shake it. So just a wee bit of a movement here. I'm going to be adding moonstone. And again, I'm not going to count these because, I mean, you know, you guys know I wing it anyway. A little bit of moonstone. It's for inspiration and intuition. And a little bit of peridot. Peridot is for healing and protection. And again, these, I just love these beautiful, beautiful little chips. And there you go. It is just that simple. This smells just incredibly glorious. And I, after I do get moved to the Hollow, I absolutely will be working on a fairy garden there. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful spot just for them and me to, just sit and chat. And so I'm doing my due diligence and my research and to make sure that they're happy and hope that I can attract them, because to me it seems like the Hollow would be the perfect spot for them. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. And although I have to say, I'm not really incredibly educated as far as the wee folk and the fair folk are concerned, other than the fact they love flowers and candy and shiny things that I put in here. But I think like I said before, I think one of the most important things is to give them the respect that they deserve. And with everything that I commune and I communicate with, I don't ever expect anything from them. And again, I think that's one of the reasons why I am so successful so successful with the workings that I do, is because for me, just the communication factor that I have with them is reward enough. And you guys know, if you don't ask, they already know what you need and what you want. And I feel like that they will reward you with what you need and what you want. So don't ask, and just, leave them candies out, a few coins out, anything shiny, anything beautiful, and give them a haven that they're going to enjoy. And, every once in a while, go for a visit. And, not only do you give them respect, but give them the time that they deserve. Don't make them feel like, well, she came one time, will she ever come back? So as odd as this sounds, that's how I feel about it anyway. And this is what my ancestors from Scotland have taught me. So yeah, I've got my tartan here, and it just so happens, now you guys know what I said, there's no such of a thing as a coincidence. And it just so happens, I think it's been a couple of weeks ago, I went thrifting. You guys know me, I went thrifting. And so yeah, this is my tartan. And I have my dad's hat, in a tartan, and this is the Hannah tartan. But again, I just go shopping, and I don't go for like one thing in particular. But as I was moving about, I found this. Let's see if I can get the glare off of it. Sorry about that, guys. But, and I said, it was, I guess in a way, I'm a little bit of a wee one. It was a little bit shiny. And it's a lady talking. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. Talking to the fair folk. She's bending down just ever so slightly, and you can just see the glimmer at her feet of the fair folk. And I just, you move it, and it gives a reflection. And I just absolutely, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this is exactly how I found it, exactly framed. And as it turns out, I went to do my research on this, and come to find out, this artwork is the cover of a book. And I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the book, but something about, how to communicate and commune with I believe they said fairies, and like I said, I have to kind of, go with what I do, uh, and so I call them fair folk, wee folk, little ones, fair ones, whatever works for you. But yeah, so I didn't even think twice about it. I said, I love it, gotta have it, have to have it. But thank you for joining me. And in the upcoming weeks, I will be sharing some more fair folk related oils and how to use them. But this is strictly for your body to attract them to you. Have a wonderful day. Merry part, and I so hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, guys.